Hi, I'm Andy Webb from BeCleverWithYourCash.com. Welcome back to my channel. And to this video, I'm going to talk to you about the best free business bank accounts. So how you can get an account that you don't have to pay for if you have your own business. Now, if you're the first time here, please do hit that subscribe button, that little notification bell. And if you find this video useful, hitting that thumbs up would really appreciate it. So business bank accounts, what are they? Well, it's obvious in a way, isn't it? It's a bank account for your business. But they're actually quite different to your normal current accounts. For a start, the vast majority of them will come with a monthly fee, and they'll charge you things for transactions coming in, money coming out, checks being paid, standing orders going out. There are lots and lots of extra things which, if you're just starting up a business, you might be quite surprised to realize they will charge you for this, again, often on top of a monthly fee. Sometimes it's all bunched together, but essentially you're paying for this business account on the whole. However, there are some ways where you don't have to pay, and this won't relate to every single business out there. If you're a big business, then you're probably going to have to pay, and there might be some features which you really want to have which are extra add-ons or do require you to pay a monthly fee to get hold of them, particularly when we're talking about things such as needing access to actual physical branches or paying in cash on a regular basis. Maybe it's you want to integrate it with invoicing systems, things like that. Sometimes these things, they charge you more for it, but there are some ways not to pay at all. And the first way is really simple, is not to have one. And a lot of people will be quite surprised to realize just because you are running your own business, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to have a separate official business bank account. Now this is because only people who have a limited company or an official they've gone through, they made the company a legal entity, are required to have one of those official business bank accounts. If you're what's called a sole trader, which basically means you're completely self-employed and you are the whole thing, there's nothing else going on around it. Obviously you can be an individual running a limited company and be the only person, but if you've gone through this process, you'll know if you haven't set up a limited company, you're a sole trader. And also, really interesting one here as well, if this is your side hustle, things like that, you don't necessarily need to set up a separate account either. Again, you can just have them in a normal personal current account, which, as we know, most of those don't charge you anything, or if they do charge a fee, you can get around it with some direct debits or some standing orders of money coming in, money coming out, stuff like that. What I would say to you, if you're going down that route, is to still open up an additional account. Don't keep it in your current account, which you use every day if you're going to the supermarket. If you're working part-time, your salary also comes into it. No, I would open up a brand new account, and you can do that. There's no limit to how many accounts you can have, but open one up and have that just for your business expenses and business income. And that's separate and it's free and it won't cost you a thing. You might also be able to take advantage of things like in-credit interest. So you might be able to get not a huge amount, but 2%, 1.5% interest, something like that, which you will not get. You won't get that amount of money, at least anyway, if you've got large amounts of money in your business account, which is an official business account. So that's the first one. You might not need one at all. Double check online, but if you are not a limited company or a partnership or things like that, then you are going to be fine with a high street account. And that might be the easiest thing to do. So next up, well, you can still get fee-free business banking with an official bank account from the likes of Monzo, Starling, Tide or Coconut. Now these are all digital banks, mobile phone banks. There are no branches. You have to do everything pretty much within the phone. However, what's quite interesting about the difference between the Monzo and Starling accounts that you're used to for your personal account, you can actually log in on your desktop and do a lot of the functionality, which I think is really handy in terms of paying invoices, checking through things, exporting statements, all that kind of stuff. You can still do that from the desktop. It doesn't have to be done from your phone, but it's pretty easy from your phone. Now, these will not charge you anything at all for your monthly fee for money coming in and out. However, because they don't have banks, they will charge you money to deposit cash in a post office or places like that. But that's the same as what you get with a normal current account. Again, if you have a business that relies on cash quite a lot, then these ones probably aren't for you. And again, these ones aren't for you if you need a banking branch. But otherwise, I think they're really good bets. And you get a lot of the features that come with their standard account. So if you've had a Monzo or Starling and you're used to how they work and you like them, then it's exactly the same. In fact, I've got a Starling business account right now. And all I do is I hit a tab and it tabs between my business account and my personal account really easily. Obviously, you've got to make sure that you do the transaction from the right account when you are spending money and sending money and things like that. But it's pretty easy to do. Some of the things I really like about Starling and Monzo for their business account are similar to the ones that you can have with the personal account. And this is the idea that you can have pots or spaces depending which one you're using. So you can siphon off certain amounts of money and have it sitting there completely separate. So for example, you might think, right, I need to put this amount of money aside for my tax bill. Right, put it in a pot, put it in a space, and it just sits there and it knows it's kind of ring fenced for when you do actually finally have that bill to come along. And obviously you could do that for any other kind of expenses that you want to do, which is really, really nice. You can also tag expenses and take photos from within the app. So when you're spending, there's no need to worry about where was that receipt, where is it. Really, really good. Now that is the free features, and again, you've got Monzo, Starling, and you've also got Tide and Coconut. I think go with Monzo or Starling personally. They are proper UK regulated banks, which mean they have that full financial services compensation scheme guarantee where 85 grand, up to 85 grand is protected if the bank was to go bust. Your money, there are still protections in place for Tide and Coconut, but it's not the same thing. And I think the differences between them, have a look at them, check them out. They're interesting propositions. For the free offering, go with Monzo or Starling. Now, I should say that Monzo and Starling, as well as Tide and Coconut, also have paid plans with extra features. Now, for most people, I don't think you're going to need them. It's not worth paying the extra money for them, but it's worth checking it out. There are sort of some clever things where you can automatically detect how much tax you're going to pay when you get money coming in and move it over. VAT, making tax digital. If you're VAT registered, you'll know about having to automatically send the VAT registers through, and it can be a bit complicated. Have a look at that. They're paid features. You might also, if you have accounting software that you already use, you might want to make sure that the integration is in place. And sometimes that's free, sometimes you've got to pay. But things like Xero, QuickBooks, again, find out which ones are best linked to the systems that you already use. But even if you don't use those, they're pretty good. Say I've got Starling right now. I can export a PDF or a CSV document of a spreadsheet of my statement easily and then upload that into the software that I use. It takes no time at all. Really, really handy stuff. Most people think you're going to be fine with that. But of course, the big problem with those banks is for those of you who have businesses which deal with cash or who require going to a bank on a regular basis. Okay, they're not going to be any good for you. I don't think it weighs out. The cost savings you'll make will be sort of taken over by fees and other sort of charges and stuff. So you want to look at the high street, and as I said, a lot of those will charge you, most of the time it's between £5 or £7.50 a month. There might be extra charges on top of that, 20p here, there, 50p there, but every time money is coming in or out of your account, there is a charge. And if that's happening on a frequent basis, you want to obviously avoid that. But you can avoid those fees. So the way to do that is basically they will give you new customer fee-free banking for a set amount of time. Now, if this is in the first year of your business, NatWest will give you 18 months, while Barclays will give you 12 months. So you could start off the first year of your business, fee-free banking for 18 months. If you're already past that and you're looking at changing your bank or opening a new account, you can still get fee-free banking. So we have got Lloyds, HSBC and Santander will give new customers who are switching, they'll give them 12 months. TSB and Yorkshire Bank will give you 25 months, which is a huge amount of time, fee-free banking. Now, obviously, when that fee-free banking period ends, you're going to start paying that monthly fee and you're going to start getting charged for all those different transactions, okay, which can quickly mount up. So what you can do then is switch. And this is what I've done. So I started off, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, 7 years ago, when I started my business with a Santander account, which was free for like, I don't know, 18 months, so something like that. Then I moved to, I think it was Yorkshire Bank, which was free for another 18 months at that time. Then I moved to HSBC, which was free for another year. Switched each time and got that fee-free banking, so I didn't pay any charges at all. And you get the same current account switch guarantee that you would get if you were switching your normal personal current account. So that means all your payments are moved over automatically. If you've got an invoice out, you don't have to worry about letting them know, so actually I've changed my bank account, pay me this instead. The money will be automatically pushed over, but obviously you need to make sure for new invoices you do sort of change your details, and just keep doing that until you run out of fee-free banking. Now, actually, this time when my HSBC one ran out, I could have obviously looked at TSB because I hadn't had them before. I could have looked at Lloyds. I've not had a business account with them and kept doing that, but I decided instead to go with Santander because that was free, going on forever. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And I don't have any kind of cash transaction needs. So that's going well for me right now. But again, if you have got a lot of cash or you want the high street, you can still get fee-free banking. It just requires you to switch each time. Now, obviously those deals can change, so do sort of keep an eye on that. I will link below this video to an article which summarises the best fee-free banking deals, which I'll be updating on a sort of semi-regular basis. So you can always check that out to see if things have changed. But most importantly, with all of them, do your research for what works best for your business. But I'd say the top picks, Starling and Monzo for just normal everyday banking if you have a limited company, or have a check at some of the other high street banks. But don't forget, of course, if you haven't got a limited company, if you're just a sole trader, then you can just open up any old account. Now, very quickly, 2 more things I want to tell you about which are really handy, which I use for my business spending. First one is Curve. Now, I've got a whole review about the Curve card, which you can check out if you don't know about it. But essentially, it's a smart card, which underneath it, this MasterCard debit card, you can lay out as many different current and credit card accounts as you've got. And then when you pay, you select which card it's going to pay with underneath it, if that makes sense. So the video goes into more detail. But what's really handy about it, why I use it for most of my business purchases, is because I can switch afterwards. Subsequently, I can say something which was a personal purchase, I can move it to my business account, just transfer it over. Unlike it's called go back in time as the feature. And likewise, if I accidentally buy something on a business account, I can transfer that away to my personal account. Really, really, really handy. So I would definitely get a Curve as well as with your second business account. And also PayPal. Now, if you use PayPal for your business, you have to obviously have a separate business PayPal account, but you can also get a business debit card with PayPal. It's not perfect. Sometimes I struggle with any sort of large transactions. I can't use it to pay with that. But every time I do spend on it, I get 0.5% cash back on my business purchases. So it can be a bit fiddly in the back end and sort of marrying in your accounting software, saying, right, that's a PayPal purchase, which was this, and making them all come back together. But it's worth it, particularly if you are spending a decent amount of money for your business stuff, to make sure you get some of that cash back on your spending. So that's it. I'm Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully that was useful. Let me know in the comments below who you bank with for your business. If this was useful, hit that like button, and I'll see you next time. And here are some more videos you might want to check out from my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe.